is 93.7. Citizen FM, Abuja.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Citizen FM News at noon. I am Lawrence Omoite. The Nigerian military has conducted a mass burial for personnel who died during an ambush and air crash in Niger State. Bandits had ambushed the troops in Niger State on August the 14th, killing 14 soldiers while 7 were injured. The mood at the National Military Cemetery in Abuja was mournful as the rank and file of the Nigerian Armed Forces were joined by family members and friends for the burial of 22 of the military personnel who died in combat in Niger State. No fewer than 36 officers were killed in the battle, including an air mission. President Bola Tinubu has approved the return of a delegation of Islamic leaders to Niger Republic for another round of dialogue with the coup leaders. The president made the decision on Thursday after a meeting with top clerics led by Sheikh Tahiru Bauchi, who were recently in Niamey, the Niger Republic capital, 2 weeks ago for dialogue with the junta. The president made the decision in his capacity as the chairperson of the Economic Community of West African States.
Resolution of this crisis. Well, like I said, nothing is off the table. Mr. President has said he should continue to engage, and the ulamas will continue to do that. We're still going back there to ensure that through amicable way, through peaceful way, as spiritual leaders, we'll be able to do and contribute what we can be able to do. What we want is we don't want war. We want peace to reign in our region.
Nigeria's unemployment rate dropped to 4.1% in the first quarter of 2023 from 5.3% in the fourth of 2022, the National Bureau of Statistics has said. This was contained in a report titled the Nigerian Labor Force Statistics Report, Quarter 4 2022 and Quarter 1 2023, which was released by the NBS. The NBS said it enhanced its methodology of collecting labor market data through the Nigeria Labor Force Survey in line with the International Labor Organization's guidelines.
Using the ILO definition, survey showed that unemployment rates for the fourth quarter of 2022 stood at 5.3%, and for the first quarter of 2023, it was 4.1%. Based on the new methodology.
Rescue work is still ongoing at the site of a collapsed 2-story building in Abuja where at least 2 people died. Residents of the area also gave eyewitness account of how the incident happened.
About 4, so about 7 minutes after 11, there was a wind blowing. So before we know, the NEPA took lights. Before we know, after like 10 minutes, we saw people were shouting. Everywhere was dusty. This is my own compound, next to the compound where these things happen. We could not even see, so I have to rush my family out. Going back inside to off my gas, I met 2 people from underground. They were asking for help, where I rescued 3 girls and 1 died.
Yeah, sir, that was when the fire service arrived. Even the one that shocked me, the last thing that I personally rescued, I carried the gear, reaching the police van. The police said that they don't have fuel to take the kid to the hospital. Imagine the country we are in as we find ourselves in. So
the Nigerian Bar Association has tasked the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, to prioritize reforms in Nigeria's judicial system. The president of the association, Yakubu Mikhail, disclosed this to State House correspondents yesterday after meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa. According to him, the areas mostly in need of urgent attention include issues like outdated salaries for judicial officers and lengthy court processes.
Under my leadership, by the special grace of God, will support the Honorable Attorney General in the discharge of his constitutional responsibility in this administration. And we similarly did for the Chief of Staff. He's also a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. The SCOP is also a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. So you can see that the president is surrounded by lawyers, and no doubt what we expect is actually something that would do us proud, not only as members of the Nigerian Bar Association, but as a nation.
The Julius Abure and Lamidia Papa-led factions of the Labour Party have disagreed over a ruling of an appeal court in Owerri, the Imo State capital. While Apapa and his supporters claim that the court dismissed Abure as national chairman and affirmed their candidate as the authentic chairman, the Abure-led Labour Party dismissed such claims as fake news. According to reports emanating from the Apapa-led camp, the appeal court also dismissed the governorship and other candidates sponsored by the Abure-led National Committee, while affirming Apapa's leadership of the party.
Basil Maduka, who was the plaintiff, and then we have, as defendants, we have INEC, we have Labour Party, and then we have Bukayebu, Ikeshuku. Now, you could see that from the parties to that judgment, Abure was not before the court, Apapa was not before that court. None of the candidates, of our candidates from either Imo, Kogi, or Bayelsa was before the court. How could the court have gone ahead to give any decision? So, and what the court decided was that the plaintiff in that matter, who was Basil Maduka, did not have local standard to institute that action. So the court dismissed the suit without giving any other decision was taken.
In response, the Labour Party National Publicity Secretary Obiora Ifo said that facts about what transpired in court stated otherwise. He said the court held that the appeal by the Labour Party was not necessary as the decision of the trial court was in its favour, and that mere comments of the trial judge in the matter was not a judgment and should be discountenanced. A lawyer of the group also insisted that it was important to state that neither the Federal High Court Owerri nor the Court of Appeal Owerri, which sat in Abuja, made any orders in the matter other than the lack of local standing against the plaintiffs.
Constitution Owerri said, well, in view of the facts before me, there is an evidence before me that on the 5th of April, Julius Abure and 3 others were restrained, and that in what capacity did they now conducted their primary, which took place on the 16th, on the 15th, 1-5, and that there is also an evidence before me that the primary earlier schedule for 15, 1-5 had been changed to 1-6-16, and the court held that it is only primary that took place on the 16th that is valid, and that any candidate that emerged from that of the 16th that are deemed to be valid candidate.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has assured the party faithfuls that family problems arising from the announcement of new National Working Committee and zonal officers will be resolved amicably. At the end of a meeting with the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, which was held on Thursday behind closed doors, Ganduje told journalists that all differences will be rectified. The APC chairman also expressed optimism in the ability of the Kogi State governor to deliver the state for the party in the November 11 governorship election.
This is democracy in action. It's an internal problem. We assure you that it will be resolved and it will be a win-win situation. We are already together. Since you saw people in the office now, they are there for dialogue, and we assure you very soon we will be in Kogi State and spend some days in order to see that everything is in order. The governor of Kogi State is a very hard-working young man, and we believe he did it before, he will do it again.
Governor Bello reaffirmed his confidence in the party's leadership, insisting that the APC would retain the state.
Discuss about our next election in Kogi State and areas that we need to address and what we need to do so that we win. Remember, this is going to be his first election as national chairman of this great party. So, and we have a very good understanding. And we're planning that the National Campaign Council will be constituted and will be inaugurated very soon. And he is bringing innovation into the Campaign Council this time around. And definitely, we're very sure and confident of victory with the moon slide by the grace of God.
And on the foreign scene, former President of the United States, Donald Trump was arrested at a Georgia jail Thursday evening on racketeering and conspiracy charges and released on a $200,000 bond after having a historic mugshot taken. Former President Trump, who is accused of colluding with 18 other defendants to overturn the 2020 election result in the southern state, spent less than 30 minutes inside Atlanta's Fulton County Jail before leaving in a motorcade for the airport. In sports, Nigeria's Tobi Amuson says she will be back stronger next year after she lost her World Women 100-meter hurdle crown to Jamaicans Danielle Williams on Thursday in Budapest. In an interview with journalists after the race, Amuson said it was quite a journey getting into the final despite all she had gone through in the last couple of weeks. And that's the Citizen FM News at noon. I am Lawrence Umoiti. Good afternoon.